here we are, final round of 12 series. In Season 1, Liereyy didn't even make it to the quarterfinals, which is pretty crazy after being second in his group. We should also mention he lost a crazy 3-2 banger to Yo. Different situation here for Liereyy, though. I think he's actually looked sharper in the second season of Titans League. And he's also up against Ganji, who many people wouldn't have even thought were here, Dave. You mentioned, though, that Ganji deserves to be here, and Ganji has a pretty sizable chance to win this series compared to what you would normally think because of the map pool.
Yep. He's got Fortress. He's got Fortified Clearing, I believe, or maybe Arena. I can't remember. One of the two.
Arena, yep.
Arena. And then he's got Nomad here. And he's starting out with Lithuanians. We've seen Liereyy play Malians on Nomad, I think, twice in Titans League, maybe more. And honestly, I've been pretty impressed with his Nomad play because he doesn't try anything fancy. He's not like Yo, where he's trying with the wild plays, the sneaks, the transports to try and get villagers across the other side to castle drop, all that other stuff. He's just playing standard, and he's playing into archers usually with the Malians, playing for water control, and he's looked solid. So I expect good things here from Liereyy. However, Lithuanians can be sneaky good on this map.
Yeah, sneaky good, and maybe even a little different than what Lierey's faced up against. I remember when he played on Nomad before, he was up against a lot of players who would try and go for their unique units and drop a castle and go for gunpowder or something. I think Ganji's probably going to be competitive here on water as well. And the period of the game on a normal map, like when I say normal open land map, so probably not Arena, probably not Fortified Clearing or whatever else, but the period where Ganji surprised me the most and surprised everybody in Titans League is Castle Age with monks, dude. Like, he is not afraid to go 2 or 3 monasteries with scouts, with knights. It's not just the YOLO monks and nothing else. He actually backs it up with some crazy aggression. So I think there's a world here where the Lithuanians could have some success there, and it could surprise the Malians and surprise Liereyy if he's just going archers.
The thing I love about Ganji is that, like, when I think of Ganji, the one characteristic I think of is walling in his trebs. He does it a lot, and I think it's things that other players don't think about. He's more focused on those kind of win conditions, right? Like, if I wall in my trebs here and I keep attacking and there's no way he can snipe them, I'm going to steamroll to victory. But a lot of players just assume their trebs aren't going to be attacked. Yeah. Or they're busy looking somewhere else. And I think that's like a good descriptor of how Ganji plays the game. He's really focused on win conditions. He might not be as macro intensive or as maybe fast as other players, but he's got really good focus on the things that he absolutely needs to do.
And any player who is a heavy underdog always has the potential because they're already expecting to lose. They don't feel nerves. They feel nerves when they start to win the series. But in game 1 here, he's like, whatever. I made it here. If I lose this, sure. I lost to Liereyy, one of the best players in the world. So I think the pressure always comes to someone in Lierey's position. Liereyy, obviously, always cool and calm under pressure, but we'll see what he can do. He's been scouting like crazy. Like you said, not a seasoned Nomad player. He hasn't played a lot of Nomad. You don't see him in the Nomad team games these high-level players
all the
tend
right
to do.
things,
But
though.
yeah, seriously. He's scouted all the shorelines. And, he even saves his villager there against the Rhino with a little palisade. And does it again?
Palisades are dangerous. When a lot of players go for houses because the palisade, it's tough to figure out which exact tile the Rhino is on. Sometimes it's on like 2 at the same time, and it's really tough to figure out the hitbox, but he just did it twice. So we all know Lierey's a god. He figured it out, and he's going to save that.
He's also Malian, so it's not like placing that house for 5 seconds is really going to mean you lose that much wood. But yeah, if he's that confident, why not? And I think he's going to find the fish.
The dock.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Ganji's
Ganji, on the other hand, well, Ganji's got some great scouting of his own. Look at the path that one sheep has taken. He's eliminated all the right corner, all the north side, just needs to keep that sheep against the water. And eventually he'll find the dock from Liereyy, but at least he knows where it's not. And now he's exploring the water near his own base. So he'll know Liereyy isn't over there. Although he can kind of assume that Liereyy isn't over there in the first place because he doesn't see anything
near
his own TC. But
when you think of Lierey's style, it's almost always, you know what he's going to do, but you can't stop it. And that's just so fitting here for the Malians, right? Very flexible builds, playing into water, and then immediately onto land with archers. And so Lierey's up. What he wanted to find was he wanted to find the dock location. The dock location for his enemy is actually pretty far away from where his dock is, which could make it awkward. So we'll see if he goes for another dock.
2 hits on that villager. He sends another villager to take the rhino. It's been difficult, dude. But he's pushing in the zebra and pulling in the rhino at the same time, so things are good for him.
Yeah, and he is going to locate the dock for Liereyy, and has located the dock for Liereyy, but he's already decided he's going fast castle here, Dave. He's not going fast feudal at all.
Yeah, I think that's fine. It's just so far away for the dock. Liereyy goes for another forward dock, and you know that Lierey's main TC isn't close to yours because you've scouted a lot of area around here, right? So you got time. You got plenty of time to make their way up to Castle Age. And even if you get pressured early, as we saw in the Margugu versus Land set, Land still had plenty of time, even with early pressure, to get to the Castle Age. Like, the resources are so good on this map generation now. You always get 3 or 4 rhinos if you're looking for it, and that's enough to get you up, in addition to the fish.
I think something that Ganji could attempt here, and I think Yo did it once, and it's stuck with me ever since, is you could save 4 your fishing ships. Leave the other ones there, so when Liereyy kills them, when Liereyy kills them, he thinks that he's killed all your fish, and then just send the other half down to your base, because you're pretty close to the shoreline there.
That's a very old Nomad trick. People have been doing that for years and years and years. Or just hybrid maps in general, right?
Yeah, hiding some fish. We've even seen players coming back on water, so they redock later, but that's obviously more expensive. But I think it's going to be Market Blacksmith, and Liereyy just was able to find his opponent. But at the moment, he's just making fire galleys, and we've seen many instances where players will be a little late to switch to the barracks and the range and whatever else, and then in Castle Age, it could be monks and siege.
Here's Ganji running with his fishing ships. He's going for a dock down there. I wouldn't mind Ganji going FC here, getting War Galley right away, and even docking on Lierey's side.
And
just trying to contest his own side through the choke, like one ship at a time, as he tries to draw the fire galley away now from Liereyy. Lierey's not buying it. And then putting some pressure onto the water from Liereyy on the other side.
I mean, the tough thing here is you want the wood for the blacksmith in the market. So if you can afford to make defensive fire galleys as well, I think you do it for sure. And he's going to make one. He's going to have the market and the blacksmith. It seems kind of perfectly balanced now. And wonder if this villager in the middle of the map is going to be an outpostville.
Outpostville, yeah.
Liereyy did a lot of that. I think it was against Dark. Just outposting the map, even rush Town Watch. You just need to know. And it's a valuable thing in normal games, but it's especially valuable in Nomad because you don't have a scout.
I think that's something you just learn through experience on Nomad. Like, the value of outposts is unbelievable on this map. Same with Town Watch. It's crazy. And it was one of the things that we pointed out when we were watching Hera throughout, I don't know if it was Titans League or WWC or something, where he wasn't making those outposts because he thought it was inefficient.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
But then he was getting beaten by people who had better exploration and actually knew where to focus on the map. So it was something we saw him learn over time. And I think that's a great example of, like, just experience with Nomad, right? It's different than a lot of other map types.
Ganji kind of knows that Lierey's close. He's going to get that barracks up. And Lierey's now found the fire galley. He hasn't actually found the fish, so I think it's already worth it to have invested into another dock. Because you've been able to bring a lot of food eco with no food needed underneath your TC if you're Ganji. But Liereyy with the blocking, he knows this fire could be repaired, and he's going to kill it.
He's not going to save that. Yeah,
wow.
He's not going to save that at all. There is another fire coming out. No, Ganji canceled the fire coming out, and he's just going to run the fish into the corner.
This is what you mean, though, right?
Be like, bro, like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, and he's gonna check this little area on the left side too. This is what you mean about Ganji. He does things like this, and this, if Liereyy just forgets about it, could add up. And Lierey's gonna have a real distraction, man. I think we're gonna see Siege all-in monk push in the middle of the map. And Liereyy still isn't clicked up, but he's super close to clicking up to Castle Age.
Yeah, and he continues, like, bringing in the rhinos as well. He's brought in a bunch of those. He added a bunch of fishing ships on the other side. He's got 9 now with 2 more in the queue.
So good.
If Ganji doesn't do damage quickly, he's going to be in trouble.
Yep.
Because Lierey's eco behind this is going to be so nice. And Liereyy already going for scouts here, Tristan. So the scouts will be pretty good against the monks, but there are already spearmen on the field for Ganji. So it's got an answer to the scouts.
Remember Lan yesterday against Margugu? Similar situation. Lost water. Wanted to go siege monk push. He didn't have spearmen. He actually had knights. And Knights obviously helped him a little bit there. But feels like Ganji's thought this through. Lierey's going to see the outpost. He sees the
This card
houses.
is giving him so much value. If he sees that early, he doesn't go back. Outpost houses. Now he's going back.
The big thing to stop this, Dave, that we've seen, and I'm not sure if Liereyy will know it, but the high-level players that can stop this type of push, they go double or triple monastery.
Yep.
They go for their own monks, they go for atonement, they go for redemption, and they just convert everything.
But it's Liereyy, and he's going for a second stable instead.
Yep.
And he's queuing up more scouts, so he'll probably get the light cav upgrade and then just try and snipe the monks. And Ganji's going to have to be on point with the spearman. He did get an early snipe with that spearman. He's somehow squeezing an outpost in there.
Yeah, true.
The backsmith.
The Tetris Pro over here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm laughing because look in the south. Ganji lost the other fishing ships, but he's got 4 fishing ships still working. That's huge.
Yep.
So sneaky from him. Attack grounding the palisade so he doesn't kill his own units. He now sees the TC. Liereyy is up,
monastery.
And Lierey's going to go light cav. I don't usually...
He's got 12 fishing ships.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
If he can snipe the monks, if he snipes the monks, and then he goes light cav, and then he goes double monastery.
That's huge. That's so good.
So this could be a massive defense here from Liereyy, but the problem potentially for him is he is one misclick away from losing all of his forces, and then Ganji's steamrolling.
Yep, that's so true. Fishing ships will be there. But I'm more worried about him and his gold income in the long term. He's only got that gold in the north. He is Malians. So it lasts longer. Now, the issue for Ganji is you probably just can't afford pikemen right now. And look at those blue dots, dude. He is so good with monks. It surprised me so much. I remember he had 2 crazy comebacks against Capwatch because of great conversions.
Oh, wow. Lierey's so good. He sends these 3 light cav forward immediately.
I love
to
that.
the eco from Ganji. So he's going to make it messy for Ganji. He is losing units back here, but he snipes a monk with the light cav, and he's got redemption already.
Ooh.
So he can snipe this Mangonel. If only he can give that light cav over to Ganji, he would be in a much better position right now, but Ganji's got a light cav back near those monasteries.
Look at the quick walls from Ganji, though. That would have killed me right there. Like, that's it for me. I lose all my vills at home, and then I can't push anymore. And Ganji walls in his vills. But Lierey's still ahead in this game. Neither player getting atonement.
He's going to take a Mangonel. No, he doesn't get it.
Dude, there's just random villagers and light cav everything here. Spearman could be converted. Light cav still just on the gold here for Ganji, and he's going for atonement. That was the next step, right? You need to have atonement in these situations. If you don't have it, Liereyy, you could have some big problems, Dave. He doesn't have that many light cav, and Ganji's killing Lierey's light cav with that spearman at home.
I can't believe he walled that off. I can't believe he saw that coming in.
Disgusting.
You have to, monk siege forward with spearman. You have to have all your focus on that.
And Liereyy just noticed.
Huang never looks at his economy, ever, because he's fully focused at the front.
Liereyy just noticed atonement was in.
That.
He just noticed it. He's researching it now. Great heads up play. Soon there'll be 0 stables for Liereyy, but he pops out. He's going to try and convert the monks from Ganji. He could convert the siege with the monks he just converted, and he could put a stop to this. Wow.
And he gets the Mangonel. And he gets the Mangonel. And he gets the monk. Oh my god, Liereyy defending. Oh, Ganji tried to shoot from the grave, but Liereyy gets the Mangonel, and now all of this has been undone. Ganji is going for a dock in the north, so he's going to try and take out the fish from Liereyy. But Liereyy is finally killing those fishing ships from Ganji, and he just calls the GG. Crazy defense from Liereyy. So good.
And honestly, Ganji played amazing as well, right?
Yeah.
2 excellent decisions from both players to go for their strategies. Both Liereyy competing for water and then expanding his fish. And then we were wondering if Liereyy would actually know what to do. Would he be able to rely on the monks with a combination of light cav? And he did it. So I'm excited for more games from this series because, like you said, Dave, the fact that Ganji didn't die to the immediate light cav counterattack, or at least the fact that everything didn't go wrong for him initially on the front when that happened, is just beautiful.
I see what happened. Liereyy attacked the house. So he didn't notice. He attacked the house to the left of Ganji's market. So Ganji was forewarned and went for the walls around his mining. I mean, it's still amazing because you're focusing on so many different things.
Oh, I see. You're wondering how he got the notification. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did have pretty decent vision as well. I don't know when he researched Town Watch, but he definitely had it.
But there's a difference between having vision and actually realizing
yeah, for sure.
You know?
Well, I mean, the light cav kind of dashed away. So I'm going to credit his game sense. But yeah, either way, Liereyy obviously hitting the house there. that's a lovely game. I kind of want to see more games of Nomad, but that's not going to be the case here. Liereyy up 1-0. Quick and easy Nomad game. Like it.
Well, a quick and easy Nomad game, and now we're going on to Arena.
Here we are. And yeah, we have some time to talk here. We've seen some clowny games this season. We've seen a lot from Bohemians, a lot from Bengalis. And the Bengalis, as you said, Dave, or sorry, Bohemians, they're almost always trying to get to their crazy late game death ball. But we've seen so many instances where they just haven't been able to get there. And I'm leaning more towards the Bengalis here just because of how many bonuses they get that help them, whether that be the monk armor or just the additional villagers when arriving to each age.
I think Bengalis are really good here if you open skirm. If you go monks heavy to capture the middle, and then you open skirm to hold them in, and then you can make your way into other things behind that. But your monks are basically stalling out all of the bomber cannons from Huvnitsa from your opponent, and then the skirm is holding back potential hand cannons or the halbs from Bohemians. And that gives you time to switch into something else as well to follow up behind that. So I think they're really nice if you hold map control. Bohemians, obviously we know what they can do, but it seems like a lot of players just can never pull off the timing.
Yeah, I agreed. I do feel like, I mean, you got back golds, which is nice, back stone. So if you wanted to boom if you're Ganji, you've certainly got the map for it. But like, if you boom, I know that Bohemians get the gold mining upgrades, and that can help your boom in some creative ways, but I feel like it does favor the Bengalis. And I don't like the Bohemian Spearman opening either, and I've also noticed the players are pretty close together, so I wonder if there's going to be a temptation here for Ganji to go for multiple monasteries, because the monk armor for Bengalis won't
It doesn't matter against monks.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter against monks. I don't mind that at all, dude. I think like an early push here from Ganji would be great because, well, we've seen what happens when Bohemians just try and sit back. It rarely works in Titans League. Maybe Ganji is a different style of player, though. I mean, the players that I've seen lose with Bohemians just sitting back are players that I don't really think have put much thought into playing the Civ and just assume that it's a easier win.
Yep, agreed.
You know, get help Hufnitsa and that's it. And they don't control the middle. They don't do any of that stuff. So,
well, the thing that's
Ganji's a bit different.
The thing that's dangerous is Ganji is a complete player, right? Like, he doesn't always go YOLO. He can boom as well. Has had many days on Black Forest, as had Liereyy. So, I guess the opening from him is really going to tell us. But I think that you also make more use of the free gold mining upgrades if you go for a lot of monks. Whereas if you're trying to go for eco, yes, that gold income can help you buy food or wood or whatever, but it just doesn't feel as immediate. But
this
back
deer
gold
just trolled the hell out of Ganji.
Oh yeah, he shot it once too, and it just wouldn't cooperate with him.
Yeah.
Man, I still can't get over that first game. That first game was clean. It was so cool to see that. Like, so many decisions had to be made from both players there.
It's funny too, because every Nomad game I've seen Liereyy play in Titans League, he's been on the defense, and he just perfectly builds up. He's taken water, and then he's been on the defense against some sort of either monk siege push or castle forward type of push.
Yep.
In the case against Backed, it was he was pressuring back, so Backed couldn't actually go for the castle forward, had to make it defensively. And then Liereyy walled up and won with a better fish boom. The case against Yo, he had a better fish boom, and he defended against the Janissaries. And then a case against Ganji, better fish boom.
Yep.
And he defended against the Monk Siege.
Also, I have to check, but I think Malians have an obscene win rate. And it might be a stylistic thing. Like, you always have one player who's trying to give up water and then try and go YOLO on land, and then Malians take water. And we know water's important, but Malians have looked really good. I remember Licks losing in gold, but we'll have to check the data there.
Land lost yesterday with Malians against Persians.
I think I said, did I say Licks? I meant to say land. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll check the data. We do have the Statafrax sheet rolling around that had all the probabilities and whatnot. Also has Civ data there. But I don't think anyone's really going to do... No one's going to ban Malians. They'll ban Spanish for Nomad, but they'll probably just let all the other civilizations stay the same. So I'm thinking YOLO from Ganji. He's got one lumber camp. He's already going to gold. The blacksmith is cheap, so you don't need as much wood if you go market blacksmith and then follow it up with monasteries. Liereyy more the eco approach. Both players still pushing in their deer. And I would kind of like it for Liereyy to go for a barracks and a stable and go for light cap with his monks. But I don't know. It feels like a very Liereyy thing to do, though. Just get some army on the field other than monks. So, fun fact for you.
So we've reached the... Okay, good.
I was going to say we've
Good.
reached the point where we have nothing to talk about. Did you know that if you press the house hotkey more than once, it changes the direction the houses are facing?
Yes.
Okay.
You didn't know that?
I did.
It's been in there since DE was first released.
Bro, I mean, I know, but there's people listening that don't. And now there's a sick part of me that just gets extremely satisfied knowing that someone's not going to be able to play the game right because they're going to spend all their time just turning their houses. Like some guy who isn't quite a SimCity player, he's like 1100, but it really does matter to him, is going to be bothered by that. But yeah, it's a thing. And okay, this thing actually bothers me though. In the event that you have your houses facing the same direction, when you get to the next age, the directions all change. Like, watch these houses, the middle houses for Ganji. They're all facing to the right. Watch when he hits feudal. I bet you they won't be facing the same direction. It just changes, so you can never get it right.
It's just a different sprite, right? Like, it goes from being a tent to being a legitimate house.
Okay, that's the same. Bad example. Bad example, but the one above it is now facing the same direction. Do you see what I mean? Because the one at the top wasn't before.
Oh my god.
Huge. Ganji, I won 3 monasteries, maybe even 4. 4 might be too crazy because the monasteries are in 75 wood like they were when the Civ first came out. But if you're going to try and play against the Bohemians here, man, or Bengalis, excuse me, you're going to need a lot of monks. Stable for Liereyy. And to be expected, I think, he's going to be making scouts. And I'm thinking this will just be scouts into 1 monastery. I don't think he's really going to go for double. They're just going to go for eco.
All right. Ganji, is it going to be aggression? Big scout fight happening right here. I don't think either player really wants to lose their scout here. I think Liereyy would be maybe happier to lose his scout. Or maybe Ganji. I don't know. The scout's not going to find that much value against the Bengali monks anyway, and Ganji kills the scout from Liereyy. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
Impressive
Ganji's
there,
not
Liereyy.
making another one, so he would maybe be more hesitant, but it works out for him. And let's see how many villagers he sends forward. He's got a lot on gold. He's got 2 farms. He has a total of 6 on food. That's just enough to keep that TC working. Full clown fest coming. If we could fast forward to when the monasteries would go up, I totally would. It's been a long day, so
We got 30 seconds, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Barracks. Interesting.
Barracks, okay.
Well,
He's going to need some spears to counter the scouts.
Yeah, he's going to send 1 Vil forward as well. The fact he sold this stone makes me think that this is still going to be all in, but he could always buy it back. He's got a lot of gold.
Now, by the time Liereyy gets to Castle Age, he's going to be +4 villagers on Ganji, and that's one of the best things about Bengalis. And here's the double monastery, Tristan. He is indeed going for double monastery here. So many players I've watched lose with Bohemians have only made 1 monastery, and they've added 2 TCs behind.
Yep.
He's going 2 monasteries, hasn't added a TC yet. This is encouraging.
Yeah, and I think you could still lose, don't get me wrong, but you're making use of the gold mining upgrades, and I think you're just not trying to boom against a better booming Civ.
Yeah,
I think it's
he
your
buys
best
some
attempt.
food now. He's got 8 on gold, so he buys some food to keep his TC running. And he's going to queue up some monks, and he's got Sanctity and Fervor queued up behind this.
Liereyy just now completing his monastery. Liereyy adding the 2nd town center. Again, already has the Vil lead, and will have the town centers, so expect him to have the villager lead. This is why Ganji needs to take control. And no light cav upgrade for Liereyy is a little worrying, because even with light cav, you could die to the spearman, and we've seen Ganji convert light cav in the previous game. So love it from Ganji. It's a real heads-up play to make sure that you heal that starting scout. So that scout that was on 5 HP that got a kill is now full HP scout.
And now Liereyy queues up a few more scouts of his own.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Liereyy adds a 2nd monastery. I love this from Liereyy. I think 2 years ago, Liereyy never has the recognition to do that. Is the one weakness of his play, possibly. And he's shown he's very well-rounded against all strategies in Titans League.
He showed that in TGM as well. Like, Lierey's evolving as a player. He's not just going for the same thing anymore.
Yeah.
Here comes Ganji to try and snipe this. This is a Bengali monk, remember, so it should survive, right? Yeah, it should survive.
Some of the scouts chased. I like that, actually. Some of the scouts chased, and that monk's going to try and convert it back. And now the weak scout's blocking, but now it dies, and he deletes
Liereyy just snipes that. He's like, get out of my way, pest.
That was so good from Liereyy, though, to kill and then delete. Oh, man. The KD doesn't tell the whole story here. Great start for Liereyy. And Ganji's going to, I guess, triple down now on these monks. And that's what I was thinking originally, because he had so much gold. He's got 5 monks in queue out of 2 monasteries, so he's just going to make more monks. And this is now a race to atonement, guys. Feels like atonement's the next tech that should come in.
My question is, when does Ganji go to stone? Because I feel like this is just all in monks now. And a castle follow-up from him. 3rd monastery on the way. He's going to stone right now. So he's definitely thinking about a castle. Remember, Bohemians gather stone sneaky fast because of that 2nd stone mining upgrade for free.
4 monks for Liereyy. He doesn't have a lot of gold income. So he won't be able to compete with making the number of monks. He can convert monks. There are 6 there for Ganji. Ganji in 10 seconds will also have atonement. So you do give the edge to the person with more monks. Obviously, there's some levels of RNG here. And it's going to be siege as well for Ganji. Again, like, you're up against a really good player. You've already had great success to get to this point. If you lose, whatever, go for it and go crazy. And I don't know if it'll work, Dave, but I like the strat so far. Keep it going, Ganji.
Liereyy is bringing the relic towards Ganji. Wouldn't that be... Wouldn't that be just like... He drops the relic right off at the gate. You just live rent-free in your opponent's mind. Like, he's giving me relics? What the hell?
Ganji's starting to convert monks. Liereyy is not at all. Oh my god. This could be bad.
He's going to get 2 here. He's going to get 2 here. He gets the monk with the relic. He's going to get both of the... I think he's going to get both of the scouts here too, Tristan.
He should. Yep, he does. And now the scouts could maybe...
Oh my god.
This is very confusing. Having the scouts obviously is very nice. Liereyy needs to delete these monks. Don't lose them, Liereyy. Delete.
He's going to lose both of them.
Liereyy thinking, why didn't I ban Arena? What is this crap? He's got a nice Vil lead. And there's now 11 monks versus Liereyy's 3. And Ganji's going for a ram. And I'm liking it. It's super clowny, but this is precisely what Ganji needs to do here.
Yep. And now that there's no scouts on the field, it's just monk v monk action. And the player with 13 monks and 2 in the queue should theoretically, in a hypothetical world, beat the player with 3 monks on the field. Yeah.
The biggest thing here is he can also ram down the monasteries. So the production's already bad, but then you ram down the monasteries, you take the relics, you take the houses. Liereyy needs something else. Sometimes if this monk situation snowballs on you and you don't have Lycav, it's just over. So let's see.
He's now thinking about a castle. Lierey's got 8 on stone, but Ganji already has 300 plus stone, and he's got 8 on stone as well.
Imagine if you had like 5 chakrams right now as these monks go through the 1 tile gap.
They would have been converted way before they even... They would have been converted way before they even got near the monks. And now Ganji is charging up against that house. He's going to switch his monks to convert the monks from Liereyy. And he's not retargeting. So Liereyy has to hop in the TC to chase away the monks from Ganji. And now Liereyy is selling everything, dude.
This is where the Vils have to come. This is where you bring in 10 Vils. You drop the castle right here. And you click up to Imp if you're Ganji. Try and get a castle so you can go Trebs, and then obviously get more monk upgrades.
Lierey's bought a castle, and that I was about to say that tree is so annoying. It's going to block him from placing this castle initially. Ganji will see the castle now. There's too many villagers building this. I think Liereyy will get this up, but Ganji is converting his monks. Ganji is converting his monks again.
Yeah, you just take a deep breath, you let the castle go up, and you just build your own castle right outside the walls here. You don't have to force the issue, I think, because you're going to click up to Imp. You can make Trebs. I don't think you have to do this.
No, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. That castle's going up regardless, and he's backing up now. He's going to lose some monks, though, because he hesitated.
Yeah. It was a nice thought, right? You're up against Liereyy, you won all these kills, but I think that oh my god, Liereyy tried to re-wall that. Look at those vills. I don't know where they're going exactly.
They're gonna be Ganji's vills soon.
But yeah, okay.
Should have stolen that relic on the way out. When he knew that castle was going up. Should have taken the relic. He did take one.
Oh, wait. Oh, he almost got him. Oh, he got him! Run!
Where do I go?
He's like, I'd rather drop the relic and keep my life. That could be annoying, actually.
Now Ganji's thinking, like, is there any way I can distract the fire so that I can leave? Nope. See ya.
Well, I will say this. It's still a game. Ganji's given himself a great chance here. But it is 47 eco versus 70. The 4 relics are there for Ganji, and he's got tons of gold income. Look back at his eco.
The problem for Liereyy is always going to be the fact he doesn't have access to bomb raid cannon.
Yeah.
The fact Ganji has more monks on the field right now. And Lierey's going to be stuck in his own base here.
And imp time, yeah. I think, honestly, you just don't have the monastery numbers. I think you have to try Lightcav if you're Liereyy. You have to switch back to it, because I don't know what your villagers are really going to bring you otherwise. 5 monks versus 14 right now. There's no way you can come back with monks. You have to kill those monks. Oh, look at Ganji. This reminds me of that game where Dark ran away from Liereyy.
Bro, this reminds me of Liereyy walling in Hera.
Hera in TGM, right?
TGM,
I did see that, yeah. Just walls on the side to keep Liereyy away from the middle resources and from escaping, because the eco player can oftentimes do that and obviously have mobility with Lightcav and things like that too.
This is the type of play that I talked about in the beginning of that Nomad game that Ganji makes, right? It's like a win condition play.
Yep.
A lot of other people just think, I don't want to invest a stone into that. I'll control him via my units, but sometimes you can't. And now he's forcing Liereyy to punch a hole through these walls if he wants to escape.
And now we need a Treb, which is on the way. Block printing, illumination, and then theocracy. So those are the big upgrades. You got range now. Only 1 monk in the group needs to rest after conversion. To this day, I don't even know if that's illumination or theocracy, by the way. I always forget. I just know you get them both.
Theocracy is the one that allows multiple monks to convert, I think, and it's only 1. And then illumination is the 50% faster
regen
generation.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, but again, I just know get them both. They're cheap enough, especially with monk all-ins where you've got a lot in gold. Oh man, I mean, Lierey's going to go crossbow, but he can't really move. Normally, Liereyy is going crossbow in open spaces where he can use his speed and his micro, but how do you out-micro monks with 12 range?
And how do you keep your Treb safe when the bomber cannons are going to come in?
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of monks with block printing waiting there to convert your own monks. They're going to try and snipe said bomber cannon. But saying that, I mean, Ganji, I don't even think he has a university right now.
No. He's just going to try and win the Treb War. And if he wins the Treb War, he converts everything. And he's well on his way. He's repairing his castle. His Trebs. And so Lierey's not going for the castles at all, which means Liereyy can't really approach this. Ganji with more Trebs.
I was gonna say he's killing the villagers, and the monks could heal up the villagers, but they're dying in 1 shot. So
also, watch these.
Not much of a difference.
Watch these vills around Lierey's Trebs. They're
Yeah.
Just going down immediately. Trebs have to back up. He's going to lose his castle here, Dave. Yeah. I mean, Ganji's still going to have to move in to kill Liereyy, which he might want to wait on. Too. He might want to fix his eco first, but...
This outpost gives Ganji a better idea of what Lierey's going into. He sees the archer ranges now. Hasn't seen the big, massive crossbow. Lierey's still hiding that. Doesn't know where the Trebs are in the back. Should start working away on these houses, honestly. Just keep killing everything.
Yeah, but just creep in. Like, you don't want to go too far before you know exactly what's happening here.
Look at Ganji charging up against this house. He's like, you want to send something to me, bro?
Yeah. If you don't send anything, I convert the building. If you do send it, I just switch the conversion right to your unit.
Yep. And once you have theocracy, that tactic just becomes amazingly.
And look at him. Look at all the blue dots.
Oh my god. Oh my instantaneous. Oh jeez.
Again though, he's moving forward with confidence. Let's see if he gets the conversions. He's converted enough. Oh, yeah.
How is he still confident?
He's confident. Before Arbalest, too, so Liereyy loses his mask. Before they're fully upgraded, Liereyy will lose the final relic, if that even matters right now. And Lierey's going to lose his Trebs as well, and Ganji's going to tie up this series, man.
There's also like no response to Husset Wagon other than the monks from Liereyy, and Liereyy just calls the GG. And that's the type of play that I want to see on a consistent basis from Bohemians players.
Yep.
That's the type of play that I think makes them so strong. Sure, they have a great composition if you boom up and you get into their death ball. Who needs to help? Very strong. But this, I think, is equally as strong if played correctly.
Agreed. I will also mention, though, that only certain players can do that, right? Like, I think if you reverse the roles, we might be saying the same thing about Liereyy. Liereyy, you should do this with Bohemians. Liereyy wouldn't do that because it just doesn't suit his style. The monk play only suits certain players. Ganji, going into Titans League, I didn't really think he was that good at it. He's proven me wrong. And yeah, perfect play. It suits the strat. Lots of gold mining. I'm sure he collected tons of it this game. It was at 10,000 gold. And even though he didn't collect as many resources, he pushed the map with the monk Treb and wins the game. Downside is for Ganji, he can't do that every time. He's going to need to find something else. And we're going to be moving to Lierey's home maps next. So Lierey's probably going to pick the most open, the maps that are the most difficult to wall. I'm at 4 seconds then. You can do the countdown if you want.
Oh, big responsibility. Wait a second. Let me get to 4. Okay. Do I say and or do we do it like...
just don't say and.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Fun to be on the other side of that one for once. It's a little uneasy. I get it. But yeah, as you said, Dave, here we are, game 3. And this is a repeat of a Civ matchup that people have been going for in the playoffs. Ganji in the blue playing as the Gurjaras. And then we have Liereyy playing as the Berbers. Yeah, and I think even earlier today we saw Berbers versus Gurjaras. But there's been so many games. This, though, is the first time in this whole series where you look at the map and you look at the settings and you say this is Liereyy. Game 1, Nomad, he got the victory. Game 2, he crumbled under the monk pressure. But finally, he's got a standard land map where he can use his mobility. So I guess this will be a true test of Ganji's skills. I believe in him. I've seen what he's able to do on these types of maps. He has played tons of Arabia games, but up against Liereyy, it's a completely different story.
Ooh, so the last few times we saw this, it was scouts, a lot of spearmen for both players. And then one player would usually transition to a new archer range for just a little bit. Actually, I think Sato versus Tato, they didn't even make the range in the first place. And then in Castle Age, we would just go full camels. That's what we've seen so far.
Yep.
However, I don't know if it's going to be the case here because I don't think Ganji wants to stay in Feudal Age for an extended period of time. And also, his woodline isn't...
It's not
exactly
there.
Forward. Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I saw this as you were talking, and then I was like, oh, well, he's going to scout it. He's just going to scout to the north. And I don't know how far he's going to venture with his scout here, but he hasn't seen it yet.
He can't see anything. I think he's taking the little stuff here, dude.
Okay, there we go. He can see that
so far
now.
Away. Yeah. That's so far away, though. I think it's fine to take the little ones if you want to wall up and go to Castle Age a little bit faster, which I would suspect he wants to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be kind of difficult for him. And without a lumber camp forward, if he doesn't go to that area, I think that the scout heavy, spearman heavy approach doesn't work as well.
Yeah,
right? Because there's nowhere you can threaten.
Yep.
So we'll
usually players are going for 2 lumber camps. I love the idea of one of your lumber camps being on top of the hill and then the other one being on the bottom. Especially in this case where you have to venture pretty far. But if Ganji goes to the north, right side, or south, there's wood there. That's a really good TC spot. You could maybe sneak over there later. But I think the Civ matchup's pretty even. The bonus damage that the camels are going to do for the Gurjaras in Castle Age is not that big a deal. I think they just do 1 extra damage. I always thought it was more until I checked that. But I guess having cheaper camels is really nice. Gurjaras don't get pikemen. Berbers do get pikemen, so I don't know. Maybe the Berbers are the better Civ.
Whoa, big difference.
Whoa. Yeah, I mean, Berbers have knights as well, which... at least in the game we saw with Sato and Tato could make a difference. But again, it's like, do you really want to make knights against camels with more bonus damage. So
Gajars do have a better monk tech tree, which actually plays into this. It's actually good.
oh, that's true.
Berbers have a dog water monk tech tree.
Well, they don't get Sanctity, I learned. So if they don't get Sanctity, then that's really
They
the
don't
most
get
important
redemption
upgrade.
either.
Shoot.
I
Okay.
don't think they get redemption, right? I don't think so.
I don't know. I've never seen Berbers go for Monk Siege Push, so. But all
There's
right.
a reason for that.
Yeah, probably. We're going to see
They
the
do
click
get
up here.
redemption. Okay, no sanctity and redemption. Wow, what a wild combination. Okay. So you can convert the mangonels, but you die in one shot. I see. It's good balance.
It is crazy though, man. Like someone asked earlier, like what is it with all these monks and what's happening? And just the scene has just gotten so much more complex, and we've just learned so much more about the game. We would have never been having this conversation like 4 or 5 years ago about not getting sanctity of all things, right? It's just like you need monks, you make monks. But back then it was for healing, occasionally conversions, and then fighting for relics, just not to the same level we see it today.
Imagine if we still had the monk timers like they were back then on scouts and eagles and stuff.
Oh, that's true. Oh, it was so
With
bad.
the higher variants, yeah.
Yeah, that was really bad. I'm really glad that they eventually changed that. I know there was some resistance to it from some people, but straight up counters like
Clowns.
yeah. Certain people, guess who? But like, you know, an eagle or a lycav having a slight chance to be converted instantly just shouldn't have never been a thing. So
Yeah.
glad that was changed. And I think there's enough variance now where it's really, you know, occasionally it's fast, occasionally it's slow, but it's never insane. So while RNG needs to exist for monks, I think it's at a pretty good spot.
So I thought Ganji wouldn't really want to mess around in fuel here that much, but he's gone for a really fast uptime. He went up on 17 villagers.
Whew.
And he's going to go for a spearman already. And here comes the stable as well as the walls. This is a lot of walls to be making going up on 17 vills.
Yeah.
Like, is your eco going to be able to keep up with this is my question. I mean, I guess he got 250 extra food from those berries under his TC, and he's actually ejecting a few cows. So that's how he's going to keep his food eco rolling without making farms.
Okay. So gives up on some potential long-term trickle effect of food in the form of eating the cow underneath the TC. But I'm going to be honest. I'm trying to remember if Ganji played this map at all during his group stage. And I don't remember many of them. And I'm just seeing the walls, and I'm just wondering how committed he is to this, because you cannot wall to the edge of the map on this version. So you might be able to wall the front, but you have to do a full oval to have any success here.
He's going to make the mega egg.
The mega egg.
He's going to lay a mega egg. And then he's going to hatch it into a beautiful base.
And then he's going to run out of wood, and he's going to have to leave the mega egg. But Scouts and Camel on a villager. 2 villagers, actually. And Liereyy with the faster vills. Ganji trying to block.
Villager here, Ganji. That's great. That's fantastic start for him.
Wow.
Liereyy did not expect this, like the quickness of this push here from Ganji. And Ganji went forward right away. Spearman, Camel Scout immediately.
Yeah.
And that enabled that villager pick. So Ganji ahead right now. And he's beginning to create the mega egg. It is taking shape.
I mean, it's bold, man. We've seen so many Acropolis games, and normally it's just lots of army, specifically Spearman. He doesn't have a single spear. He's bringing all of his scouts and his Camel Scout home, which will be very valuable in the defense. And Lierey's going to see this and be like, what? Is he really trying to wall this crap right now? What's happening?
Wasn't there like a show about the Megalodon, that giant shark, and it was called The Meg?
Yes, it was. It was. Yes, I remember. I was on a
Should
flight.
get that movie poster and just say The Meg. this little screenshot of the map. Look at it right now. Oh my God! Even MBL has never done anything like this.
I mean,
what on earth? Where's the wood inside here?
Yeah, he's gonna run out of wood. I mean, I guess he's gonna have to go to gold and start buying things. This is just. I really wonder if this is part of his original plan here. Lierey's looping around on the side. Liereyy could definitely get in. There is a spearman, I guess, though, and Ganji.
Oh, he's not getting in.
Oh
You can't crack this egg. You cannot crack this egg.
Wow. Okay, so
ridiculous.
this is insane. And Liereyy probably is just not sure what to think about it at the moment. Ganji's gonna eventually chop through the mega egg. He's just placed a lumber camp there on the left, but he's gonna go to Lierey's base, and Liereyy, he doesn't have an egg. Actually, Lierey's thinking about it. Lierey's like, great idea. I'll wall myself.
I like eggs.
Oh, man. Oh, and a great engagement for Ganji here. It's just the grouping of the scouts is a little awkward.
He's gonna
That should be a Vil
take
kill.
out the spearman, and then he can kill the villager.
What's happening?
Oh, he's being too hesitant
What's happening?
against the spear. He's being trying to be a little bit too fancy here, I think.
Yeah, it might have been a weird patrol. Oh, if he doesn't kill...
Kills it.
If he doesn't
kills
kill another
villager. Oh, Liereyy running around, the scout. Excuse me, pardon me.
Got him.
Dead.
Well,
I mean, that's not worth, right? Surely it's not worth for one Vil, but I guess he is fully walled.
yeah, if you're fully walled, it's worth it. Yeah.
He's like 5 trees away from being overchopped. Holes into the space. I guess, you know what, though, dude? Actually, I was going to say he is Berber, so he can walk faster with this wood. These incredibly inefficient lumber
he's
cans,
not.
but he's Gajaras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not Berbers.
So
And I mean, Lierey's villagers have been working the entire time, and Lierey's got 600 food. Like, Lierey's eco balance has just been much better. But Ganji is adding more scouts. It is painful, though. If you're adding more scouts right now, after losing that type of a battle, you're really regretting things. Because that could have been 3 villager kills, and you could still have scouts alive if the fight was better.
And Lierey's just going to go up.
Ganji's going to go all in. He's gone Omega Egg to make his opponent think that he's just going to go Castle Age.
Yeah.
And he's going to go all in scouts and try and surprise Liereyy. And Liereyy does not see the stable with additional scouts.
Well, if he goes to gold, he might be going all in camel scouts.
Dude, that would be... Is one of them worth it? Maybe just one? I don't know.
I mean, he's only got his starting one left over, and it's on 6 HP right now, right?
Look,
but he hasn't gone to gold, so...
Just look at Lierey's vision around Ganji's base. He just isn't looking at the stable. It would be so obvious if he were to just look.
Look at this.
He doesn't see the stable.
From Lierey's point of view, he's just like, this is so stupid.
Oh, I love it. It's been a different series, right? And Ganji's just trying to make it interesting and not giving Liereyy the type of games that he'd be expecting. And he's going to sneak forward with the scouts. Does Liereyy overchop that wood line? I'm trying to click the tree.
Foraging is coming.
Oh my god, Liereyy just overchopped the wood line. Just overchopped it. It would all die.
I think the scouts from Ganji are going to run into the base instead, though, at the back.
Yeah, which is fine, I guess.
Uh-oh. There's so many areas he needs to wall behind. Ganji. There's a wall in the south. I guess there's a spearman waiting there.
Yeah.
Ganji now goes out to gold. He's going for a market. He was going to buy his way up, I guess. The scouts are in here. There was a hole in that wood line, and they're going to find the wood line in the north, and they're going to kill that spearman. They do have foraging. There should be 3 dead villagers.
Yeah, I'm just laughing because Liereyy must be so confused at the moment. He hasn't even reacted. He's like, what is happening? You're walled. You're going castle, I thought.
I just imagine the look on his face right now.
This is such an entertaining
Shaking
series.
his head like, what is going on?
Ganji,
what is this?
Ganji, I don't know if you're going to win or lose this series, but you should be proud of yourself, my friend. Regardless of what happens from here on out, you've really given Liereyy a confusing series.
Tristan, he's sending the barn. Is he going to a wood? Oh, he's going to close up the egg, and he's going to go to another wood line on the outside that Liereyy doesn't see?
Sneaky. He's hatching a new egg.
He's hatched.
Yeah? Oh, yeah. No, not hatching a new egg. He has hatched, correct. Now, he's also going to lose things in his base, so that's a reason to leave. Lierey's going to be through. Liereyy has
Scouts
upgrades.
are in. Oh, quick walls.
Oh! Okay, nice job there. Lierey's still having to defend from scouts, but he has a camel there. And he's getting some revenge now as he will find a villager, kill.
Look at Ganji just hanging out on that stone at the back of Lierey's base, too. He's just like, I'm going to hide back here. He's going to come in towards that gold. Maybe attempt to pick off another villager.
Dave, you're going to love this. There's a new egg at Ganji's new woodline.
Bro, camel scouts from Ganji, unironically.
Yeah, seriously.
To deal with his scouts. Great play. Okay. There's a new egg. There is another egg.
Also, all of Ganji's scout died. Lierey's dropping a second town center. Yes, Liereyy has lost villagers, but being in Castle Age in a position to make not camel scouts, but camels, and then also doing this amount of damage is probably making him feel pretty good. That said, he hasn't killed a villager yet.
And he keeps the knights out.
Yeah.
He keeps the knights out, so that's impressive there. Did Liereyy discover the other? He has not found the secondary egg, the backup egg.
Liereyy running in. This is the first time I've ever seen this many camel scouts in feudal at this level.
Same.
It's
ever, I think, for me.
Yeah.
I haven't even made them as a troll.
I mean, I make them on the way to Castle Age. I don't stay in Feudal Age and make them. He actually should stop making them so we can go Castle. But
He has a market. He can sell the wood and go Castle Age. He's just kind of distracted at the moment. He's
Yeah.
trying to save all of these, and he manages to keep Liereyy out still. He's managing to keep him out.
His damage control is something else, right? You can understand why the guy wants to wall, even on a map
And,
like
like,
this.
When he does eventually click up, if he gets to Castle Age, he's going to have a bunch of Camel Scouts.
True.
And they're going to upgrade automatically to Camels. So he's going to have a hell of an army here. He is attacking with the Scout underneath the TC from Liereyy, but Liereyy now going for a Monastery. He's going to start picking up the relics in the center. And
I'm sorry to laugh. I'm just laughing because Leary's probably like, where is he getting wood? Look at his point of view. He's like, this doesn't make any sense. Because normally a lumber camp would be at the south of that wood line. It wouldn't be in between. So he just doesn't see where this guy's getting wood right now. Uh-oh, Leary's in, though. Liereyy is in on the gold. He's going to kill his 4th villager, and he's going to have a lot more where this came from. Ay. So messy here. But Ganji's still alive, still with potential. And in a minute, he's got normal camels like we said.
he's incubating. Something's gone horribly wrong here, though. The Knights are in. The Knights are in the north. The Knights are in on the right side as well.
Yeah, Liereyy, he has been confused, but he's played this fairly standard here. And this is where the best players tend to dominate, right? Couple town centers with eco, good army control, just control in general. Ganji will trap the units in the north in. They've got TC fire, you've got camel scouts, and oh man, if only you were Castle Age now. You're not Castle Age. You kind of have to take the fight because you're underneath the TC.
And it's over. Yeah, and we figure out the camel scouts actually suck.
Yeah.
So
they were good against scouts, but against camels and knights, they're not so good. But
I love how he waits till Castle Age, like a classic. There's just a classic Age of Empires 2 moment there. He knew he wanted to click GG, but he waited till he got Castle Age. And then he types it. Damn.
It was a good game. I can see what Ganji was doing, but there was simply too much time between him killing only one villager and losing scouts and adding the 7 or 8 additional scouts. I think ideally that initial scout group gets more value. He's then simultaneously adding more and applies continuous pressure.
Dude, total res collected. Liereyy comes out on top. Big.
Oh, true. I could see. That's why Liereyy won the game.
One extra resource.
If he would have collected that relic a little bit later, it would have been tied.
Yeah.
But yeah, well played from Liereyy on his home map. He goes up 2-1 here. Ganji is a fun player to watch. Clearly, he's got a unique strategy every single time.
Yeah.
And now we're going to go to Ganji's home map. This is going to be his final home map, though. So Ganji, if he wins this game and it goes to a game 5, will have to eventually get a win on Leary's remaining home map, which is Arabia. But earlier today, we saw Tato in an incredible series in his round of 12 versus Doubt go for Burmese on Regicide Fortress. And it looks pretty good, Dave. There's lots of bonuses that seemed applicable. And then here we have Liereyy. And Leary's gone for the Burmese as well. Ganji's gone for the Turks, which we've seen a lot on Arena, not on Regicide Fortress. And they're chatting right now.
Can't tell if I won or lost the 50-50, okay?
I think Mind Games, maybe?
No, I think they're trying to figure out, which civ is going to be better on the... I guess they had predictable civs for which one they were going to draft for Regicide.
Yep.
It was either Burmese or maybe Mayans for Liereyy, and then it was either Turks or Goths. Okay, so Ganji was thinking he would pick Goths against Leary's Mayans.
Ah, yes, that makes sense.
Liereyy was thinking that as well, so he went Burmese. So Ganji instead went Turks.
That makes a lot of sense.
Burmese. Yeah.
Yeah, because we have seen some instances in the past where people would pick Goths expecting Mayans from the opponent. And maybe one of the rare moments where Goths are going to be picked in any tourney. So, yeah, I mean, if Ganji would have gone Goths here, though, Burmese would have destroyed. So, okay, Kings are just passing.
Oh, his king is so cute, though. Ganji's king is so cute. Look
I
at
agree.
It.
Yeah, Leary's king looks all, like, full of himself.
Ganji's king looks like the... Have you ever seen Christmas Story?
Oh, yeah.
You know the little brother that gets dressed up in the snowsuit and then can't move his arms?
That's exactly what that looks like. He's moving pretty fluid, though, considering how big that snowsuit is. I had a buddy like that. So he was the youngest of 4 boys. And so he just got hand-me-downs.
Oh.
And for like 3 years, he was wearing a snowsuit that didn't fit him. And his parents were just waiting for him to grow into it. It looked hilarious. But yeah, anyways, how do we think this matchup goes here? I mean, Turks are chosen so frequently on Arena. They should be good because you start with a castle. So you can go for heavy gunpowder. But still, it just doesn't lend itself towards booming, I guess, which is the issue here.
The issue here, I think, is going to be the Liereyy a little bit for contesting those relics.
Mm-hmm.
Turks do have the option to come in and snipe the monks, but I think the Liereyy can clear up the light cav if you have enough of them anyway.
Yeah.
And then the monks from the Turk player.
Well,
if they hit their shots.
Well, new Platinum player, the new Mr. Platinum, or Mr. Platinum Part 2, Danny Boy. Daniel, who qualified. Congratulations, Daniel, says, Burmese eats Turks. That's all he said. He didn't give any more info. So clearly, Daniel has some experience here.
Yep. Well, I mean, if we're talking Janissaries, I guess Liereyy in high numbers should do well against that generally.
Yeah.
If you have high enough numbers. If we're talking to Hussar, Halberdiers from Burmese should eat that. I don't know what they do against the Cav Archers if you get there.
I think this is going to be another imp timing game, right? That's what it always seems to be with Turks. Apply pressure, take control, forward castle, bombard cannons, trebs, try and kill quickly. But the Burmese looked really good when Tato played them. It might have also been a matchup thing. I feel like Burmese have always been pretty good versus Aztecs.
Does Manipur Cavalry, does it get bonus damage against gunpowder units like Janissaries?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Probably not.
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, Jans have so little HP, right? I think it's 44. I think it's more of an issue of numbers and armor. But we'll know if Ganji's going to boom or not based on if he takes stone. Even if Ganji doesn't take an additional 50 stone, that'll tell us if at least it's just 2 TCs instead of 3. Lierey's already collected an additional 50 stone because on Regicide Fortress you start with 150 stone, not 200.
Okay, so they do take extra damage. So that's an extra +5, which is kind of nuts. Did you see Tato accidentally delete his scout?
I did see that. That was so bad. That was hilarious.
I was like, bro, I was watching the Liereyy. I'm like, why aren't you deleting this? Why aren't you deleting this? And then I noticed the scout is dead. I'm like, oh, man.
Also, you couldn't see this because it was in the private room with Tato and Doubt. But Doubt afterwards was like, I'm not sure what's more tilting. And he was something like conversions, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, Doubt then said, I'm going to reinstall my game. My monks are bugged. But I was like, honestly, I didn't see an instance in that game where Doubt was really that unlucky with conversions. Like, he didn't have Sanctity for so long, so I just thought it was funny. But yeah,
both players heading up to Castle Age. Ganji one villager earlier. Of course, Liereyy already has the wood upgrade for free, and both players already with the farm upgrade. So both looking good. And Ganji's actually going for the gold upgrade really early, too.
Surely that's a sign. 4 on wood, too.
Yeah,
that's got to be a sign. This is some type of all-in.
So this is kind of a fast Imperial type of approach here, unless he's going heavy Monastery.
More Daniel insight. He's given us more info. He says, Lierey's literally eat Jannies for breakfast.
Mm-hmm. I would figure that.
All right. Well.
And Manipur Cavalry should be a case of like the Cav Archers have to keep moving if you ever get there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Hussars, so you can just keep throwing them at the problem and eventually fix it.
This is super all in. 4 on wood. I'm not even sure if it's worth it to get Bosal for 4 on wood. Monastery, and then Janissary. And again, the main thing is on Regicide Fortress, it's so much easier to boom and add economy, which is why I think we haven't seen Turks as frequently. A lot of Gold League players did. I saw a couple games with Turks there. But Burmese with the wood upgrades coming in for free. Cheap monastery technologies and the Liereyy certainly in a good position as long as Liereyy doesn't accidentally send his king out of his castle when he goes to send his Liereyy out.
Go for a siege tower. Imagine siege towering into a fortress regicide base. There's like 5 towers already defensively there. There's a castle. It's just that would be terrible.
Yeah, I mean the positive here is you've got a lot more range. So let's see if this is if Daniel's correct. Here we go.
In low numbers, Janissary should be fine. But I think once you get up to big masses, I think that's what Daniel's thinking about.
Yeah.
The Erembai are just completely destroying them.
And you have to kill so quickly because the Burmese economy is going to look so good, right? Yeah, so Erembai also have the mobility so they can kind of pick their spots.
You know, it's not that all in. I mean, he does have the second wood upgrade already.
Yeah.
Ganji. He's got a decent amount of farms here. He's kept his TC running. And he hasn't gone to stone yet, so he's not angling towards a fast Imperial, and he's not angling towards a forward castle either, which means he might end up dropping another TC. Did kill a villager from Liereyy, so that's a good
You've got to be on point here, Ganji. You've got to hit from range before these things get in close.
Also, the monks behind.
Yeah, he's missed a lot of shots. Oh man, Liereyy with the micro, and let's see.
I like the spread formation here though from Ganji. So even the misses from the Erembai
that's
aren't
so
hitting
smart.
him.
Again, just some of the small things this player does. Okay, hasn't lost a unit yet.
The wolf splitting. You split against these, but it doesn't matter because they miss anyway, and they hit you.
And the wolf!
Oh, damn!
Woo! Wolf gets the kill.
Wolf gets the kill.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that it's wood and gold for the Erembai, and they do that well, is enough for me. Like, I'm pretty sold. That's really strong. On the back of a good economy, too. Ganji, at some point, might need to either add a second town center, or he might need to stop Janissary production, switch into something else, get a castle down in the middle. But we'll see. I think conversions could still play a big role here for both players.
Something for Liereyy, like he knows all the locations of the relics, right? Like Ganji still can't see those 2 relics on the left.
Yeah, it's true.
Liereyy knows where everything is.
Yep.
So he can keep running around with his scout, trying to snipe those monks. He's not going to make things easy for Ganji.
Yeah, Lierey's done a great job with his scout. Had he forgotten about it, he would have lost it to the light cav. So both players have paid close attention there. We'll see if Ganji reacts here. Because he is doing a lot.
TC.
He's going to the right, trying to get the relics.
Not looking good for him.
Oh, great micro. Yeah, the timing on it wasn't great. There's 10 Erembai. There's 9 Janissary. 600 HP on the Erembai. 350 HP for the Jan. So yeah, these things need to do some damage. Oh boy, you don't want to be bunched up like that against the Erembai.
Nope. Okay, spreads out.
Liereyy getting in close. Having confidence here, and a couple conversions will come in. The fight's not awful yet for Ganji, but he is losing a lot of Janissary, and as he approaches closer to his castle here, he's killed 4 or 5 units and lost 4 or 5 as well. Again, it just cost. I still think, having spent only wood and gold, Liereyy will prefer that fight. I guess Ganji didn't show a lot of confidence in this civilization choice either.
And Liereyy didn't even have like bloodlines there.
Yeah,
so
true.
That shows you how good these units can be in this matchup. Daniel might be right. Also, I think the only thing kind of favoring Ganji is it's harder for Liereyy to convert the Janissaries than it is for Ganji to convert the Erembai. It's probably a bigger swing as well for an Erembai to survive.
Yeah. The free chemistry could still be so helpful for Ganji. He is going to stone now, so maybe thinking about another castle or town center. Lots of vulnerable wood lines for Liereyy. Liereyy researched Town Watch earlier, so he's got plenty of vision. That's another thing on my list of things that Liereyy of old might not have done. He's definitely becoming more complete.
Uh-oh, Ganji, you got to notice this, buddy. Nice split there from Liereyy to open that fight up. 2 conversions coming in. He does get 1, but the Erembai have bloodlines now, and the Erembai are taking, like, no damage.
And also, monks are going down. Very confusing fight. I mean, Liereyy did lose his monks, but yeah, the Erembai are insane.
This. Yeah. As Daniel said, literally eating for breakfast. Put them in a bowl. Put some milk in it.
I mean, the macro's been good.
There we go. It's over now.
The macro's been really good. He has more on food than Liereyy does, which you wouldn't really expect, but it's just the unit is just not enough. This is crazy, man. Burmese might be new meta, especially when you have so many civilizations that have to be played and banned and picked in these best of 5s and soon to be best of 7s in the semis. It seems like a really solid choice.
Well, I think there's still some civs that if you don't ban them, you can't pick Burmese against, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Like Chinese, probably you're gonna struggle. Bengalis, you're probably gonna struggle. There's just certain combinations that don't work out for the Burmese. And now we see Handcart coming in for Ganji. He's working on his third TC. He's still only 10 villagers behind Liereyy.
Yeah.
So it's not that far.
And he got 2 relics. I mean, if I were him, I would honestly stop producing Janissary here and just try and get Imp.
That scout is on stand ground on the left side. I'm wondering if this monk can run past it because there was an Erembi that ran past it previously. Nope. No longer on stand ground. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, did Capture Age tell you that, or was it just assuming?
No. I watched the Erembi run past it earlier.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I learned a couple things with Capture Age recently and wanted to make sure I knew where to look.
What did you learn? Tell me.
Well,
teach me your
I
wisdom.
think you know this, but if you click a building, you can see how frequently it's been working. So click the castle, you could see the little pie chart there. You can also do that with units on efficiency. So if you just click a Vil, it tells you the history of his entire life, which is super cool.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I learned that 2 weeks ago.
Uh-oh.
And oh god, goodbye. It's breakfast time.
Breakfast.
Yikes. And that's what I mean. Don't make more units. I understand it's a tough situation, but after the first couple fights, I feel like awkward.
Liereyy really wants to go in here. He shouldn't, but he really wants to.
He's in.
Oh, he closed himself in, dude.
Time for Bodkin.
Time to hide.
Time to get some upgrades.
So this is bad for Liereyy, but it's also a giant headache for Ganji because he never expected Liereyy to trap himself in like this, and this is way more damage than I ever thought Liereyy could get with these units.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean,
it's actually worth it. This is wild.
Yeah, even just the idle time is super worth it, and he'll stay here for a long time. Ganji didn't have a loom. Look at the efficiency dip down for the economy. 41% efficiency for Ganji. And he still doesn't have an answer to this.
If Liereyy makes his way through this base, he can legitimately king snipe Ganji.
Oh, to the tower. Yeah.
He's never going to do it.
Nah. I mean, he'll just sit here and he'll think about the rest of the game. Does he need to go for another unit here? I mean, he's not that heavy on stone, but he does have the second castle coming up. I don't see a reason why not.
You could literally go ram here and kill Ganji, I think.
Yeah, it's just...
You could do anything you want.
It's so fun. It's so crazy, actually, how Turks are so good on Arena when they have to build the castle and everyone has to work much harder. Interesting moment on the left with the monk in the air and by gets converted.
Nice.
Yeah, on Regicide Fortress, it just feels like Turks are useless. I guess it is the matchup, though. Like you said, it's just the Erembi and the Burmese economy just fits so nicely for this game mode.
I wonder what would happen, theoretically, if these Erembi got underneath that tower on the right side. What does Ganji do? Does he just YOLO 20 villagers to go try and repair that? What's the panic reaction to the Erembi being over there, right?
Murder holes! I wonder, I guess, Erembi are still pretty inaccurate at times, so maybe he would have just made a run for it.
If they're sitting under the tower, I don't know.
Yeah. Or you have to sacrifice a unit so they fire at a certain time altogether. And then you
maybe we should
flee with your king.
Ask them to go replay the exact same situation and then do that.
Yeah.
That's reasonable.
I think it's reasonable. It's what the people want to see. But
oh my god, these Janissaries, even with TC support, they just die, dude. They just die.
This is so rough. Burmese. Burmese were not high up on my list of civilizations I thought we would see dominate today. Not at all.
These units have 11 kills, these 3 Erembi. Wild. They have 51 kills for Liereyy. It doesn't feel like a 51 kill game so far. And there's the Erembi on the other side. Liereyy might actually see this tower.
Liereyy should know he's won this game, right? So I wonder if he's sneaky about it.
Oh, does he attack that? Ooh,
that'd be cool, man.
He backs up. He backs up. Ganji can see those Erembi over there.
I still don't know how you counter them. I guess Turks would have to go Cav Archers.
Send a trip.
Go petards, man. But yeah, I know that this seems bad for Ganji right now and he's trying to stabilize, but he just has to stop spending food and gold on Janissaries.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe it's too little too late at this point, but it's just sinking
further
and further into castle.
He's going to go into Cav Archers, I think. Here.
There you go.
He's getting Bodkin, but how does he ever get up to Imperial Age here without being dead?
I know. Yep, he'll probably
Essentially.
lose his castle. Monastery as well, which has the 2 relics. Liereyy has had the cleaner economy at least. And I expect Ganji to have population problems when he loses his castle. He's not even close to clicking up. So I think we might even see the GG here shortly. Like, he doesn't want to call it because...
Like, Liereyy could... If I was in Lierey's shoes, and Lierey's probably playing this the smarter and more consistent way, as Ganji has walled in a villager on the right side near Lierey's new TC, so that's really nice. Good thing he should definitely be focusing on right now. Come on, Ganji.
He could get the next one.
He could treb a tree, run in with the Erembi, and kill the king.
He's going to get the next one. Yeah, you're right.
Maybe.
Oh, here it goes again. Hey,
Ganji, let's go! Come on!
This is winning, if you ask me. I don't care about everything else. This is the real victory.
2 vills walled in.
He just needs
4 trebs attacking your castle.
He just needs to do that 105 more times, and Lierey's entire economy's idle.
Oh, there's another villager heading on over. Ganji? Ganji?
I think he's actually looking at home too. So, temporary
you have
respite.
4 trebs, Erembi. Go over towards the tower.
Kill the king,
king
Liereyy. Come on, man. He's like, oh, relics give gold.
The villager that busted his way out.
There you go. All right. Ganji's just...
So that's good.
He's just hunting for more fans right now. He already has so many after his performance this season.
For sure.
All right, there you go. He's on the way to Imp. It is the starting TC, though. I think that will get denied. It's not going to take long for Liereyy to bust through here, and Liereyy will definitely take that TC out.
If Liereyy noticed that garrison point earlier, does he immediately run over to that area with his Erembi?
He didn't notice it. He won't do it. He'll go for the TC. He won't do it. I'll believe it when I see it, but I'm not expecting it. He sees the Cav Archers now, backs away to protect his trebs. A third villager has been walled in.
And Lierey's coming out with more now. He's like, she's on 2 HP.
She's very weak.
She can't survive.
Oh.
But this is a nice little community over here, isn't it?
Yeah, that is the MTC for Ganji. It's already bad. It's going to get worse. He will not make it to the Imperial Age. His king will not be sniped, but he will have to queue that up in another TC, and I'm sure when he realizes that, he will call the GG, and he does.
GG.
Ganji, it was a treat to cast your games, man. It was awesome to see you come up from gold and then show what you're made of in platinum, but not many players are going to be able to win a best of 5 against Liereyy. And, Liereyy has looked amazing, Dave. Game 1 Nomad was incredible from Ganji. All the things that Ganji knew to do, Liereyy still was able to one-up him there. And Liereyy just doesn't have very many vulnerabilities. I thought maybe here, after losing Arena, he would look vulnerable, but he didn't. So Lierey's going to move on to a quarterfinal. And I have to double check what those quarterfinals look like, but no one's going to want to face this guy.
Liereyy is, in the last year, he's become a way more dangerous player. Just because he's mixing up his strats, he's mixing up his tactics here, and the maps that he actually enjoys playing, I think. I don't think he hates playing Nomad. And from when I was talking to him, he doesn't really hate playing Arena as much as he used to.
Yeah.
From what I understand, anyway. I might be putting words into his mouth, but from talking to him at TGM, he understands it a little bit better, and he has more willingness to adapt.
Yeah, certainly. Just so many small things that we used to be critical of Liereyy. And Liereyy was still, winning all these tournaments when we were critical of it. Vision, like Town Watch, a couple monk upgrades here or there. Being too stubborn at times and only going Arbalest. Did we see Arbalest at all in this series from him? I guess we did in the game he lost, but it was almost a moot point because
it wasn't even Arbalest though. It was just crossbow.
Just crossbow, yeah.
Yeah.
He just showed in this series with very unique maps what he can do. So then if he's able to play Arabia, which we didn't see, play any of these open settings that we have, he's going to look very strong. But again, Ganji will be very happy with his performance. Pumped for the guy to be back in Platinum League for the next season.